is a prison docuseries utilized to capture the raw prison experiences of ex-offenders who have now revitalized their lives and become productive members of society. I myself have had the experience of being incarcerated, and it changed my life forever. Instead of allowing prison to break me, I used it to my benefit, and it forced me to become revolutionary. And with that, I give you With Time We Can.
It's your boy, LeBrian Brown, the Reentry Broker. First episode, With Time We Can, W.T.W.C. I got my good friend, my brother, my mentor, Suave Gonzalez, Louis Suave Gonzalez. Juvenile lifer, served 31 years in a state penitentiary, Pennsylvania. I'm gonna let him share his story. So Suave, what's going on, man? You wanna just tell us how it all began?
Yo, what's up, y'all? I'm honored to be here. First episode. You know, it all began for me like in 1985. I'm originally from the South Bronx. So I came up under a crew in New York that was heavily into drugs.
Wow.
You know, I come from the crack era. You know, I come from, hanging with people from the Supreme team in Queen to hanging with my homie boy George, which was these big drug dealers coming out of the South Bronx.
Wow.
And, it started for me in the streets of the Bronx. That's where it all started for me. 149th Street, Prospect Avenue.
Wow.
And I'm a product of the streets. I'm from the streets. I'm from the streets. Born and raised in the South Bronx. 149 Prospect Avenue, Hutspon, 7 Boulevard.
Uh-huh.
Anybody that know anything about them neighborhoods back in them days, if you was out on the block, you just couldn't be out on the block without a resume.
Yeah.
And if you did, you had to pay with the muscle.
Okay.
And what that means is, if you wasn't about that life, you was gonna get dealt with. And we was young boys. We talking about 12, 13, 14. We was out in the streets trying to hustle with the big time boys.
Wow.
We was what you call the lookouts for the big time drug dealers.
For the big homies, okay.
That's what we did. That's how it all started for me.
So how was your home life, like in the house? Did you mom, dad, or just single mom?
Nah, single mom, bro. Single mom. My mom was a hustler, man. My mom, she was, when you say hustler, you're looking at my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I got my game from. My mom sold everything to keep food at the table and clothes on my back.
Wow.
And, but I still wanted more because, a woman could not raise a man. So to me, my mom did a great job, but I wanted more.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be in with the in crowd. I wanted to have my own.
Okay.
And that required going out in the streets and hustling by any means necessary.
Okay. Now, the transition from the Bronx to Philadelphia, why did that come about and when did it come about?
That came about in 1985. My mom was involved with selling Section 8's apartments.
Oh, really?
Illegal Section 8's apartment.
Mm-hmm. Somebody
alert the FBI. My mother went on the run. She ended up in Philadelphia.
Wow.
And when we came to Philly, it was like, it's supposed to be like a quiet transition, but we ended up in the Badlands, Philadelphia.
Wow. What part of Philly?
10th and Indiana, North Philly.
Wow.
The Badlands.
Yeah.
And when I seen that, I was like, oh my God, shit, this is like heaven. Because in the Bronx, you had to hustle inside a building.
Mm-hmm.
And Philly, you could hustle right in the corner. You could actually claim a corner.
Really? Wow.
So, I started hanging with the Philly guys, man. And next thing you know, I got locked up. Somebody got shot. Somebody got killed. A couple of us got locked up.
Mm-hmm.
I got sentenced to life.
Wow.
Plus 10 to 20, plus 1.5 to 3, and 5 to 10.
Wow.
Life without parole. I was 17.
You were 17.
Yeah.
Being sentenced to life without parole, which is death in Pennsylvania,
Which
right?
in Pennsylvania is death.
Wow.
By incarceration.
So how was that trip up to? Where were you locked up again at?
I was up at the Youth Study Center first.
Okay, so that's the juvenile.
That's the juvie.
Okay.
And from there, once I got sentenced, they went upstate with the adult prison.
Really? They sent the juvenile upstate?
Yes, to adult prison. So I ended up in the 6th largest penitentiary at that time in the United States.
Wow.
Which was Granite Falls State Prison.
Wow. Okay. In Montgomery County. I'm familiar.
Yeah. And once I got there, it was like yard out. I remember being in that bus. I even remember the song that was playing while we was going to the penitentiary. At that time, Rob Bass, his song was hot, It Takes Two. And that song just kept playing on the radio. But as that song was playing, we just seen the wall like getting bigger and bigger and bigger until we reached the back of the jail.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen a guard standing up in that tower with a shotgun spitting out tobacco juice on the ground.
Wow. Really?
At that moment, I felt my humanity leave. And I was glad because I was entering a jungle, bro. I was entering a war zone.
Really?
Where humanity there was no room for humanity.
Wow.
You had to be as vicious as the next man if you wanted to survive.
Wow. Was this a maximum state?
Maximum security prison.
Wow.
One of the worst.
17 years.
One of the worst state prisons in the state.
Wow. So what was it like after you got checked in, after you got your prison garb on? What was it like going on to the tier as a juvenile?
Before that, you got to get in.
Mm-hmm.
They strip you naked. They go through the formality routine, bend over, spread your ass cheeks, lift your nuts up, cough.
Man, I hate that.
After that, you got to go in the shower with a little shampoo. Make sure you ain't got no lights or anything else. Then you bring it into day jail.
Right.
From there, they always give you the tightest jumpsuit. And since we was juvenile, we was going to quarantine, ready to get classified to go to Camp Hill.
Okay.
So to me, it was like, I said, fuck it, bro. I was going into I entered the world of violence.
Right.
And I just turned it up a notch.
Mm-hmm.
Because you had to. I remember walking down that hallway, and that hallway was like being in Times Square.
Really?
That's how many people you can't even see to the other side of the hallway.
Dang.
Right? And we were just walking till we made it to the other side. I remember guys looking at us, and you could see the fucking lust in their eye. They were lusting. And I was just looking back like, okay, I dare you.
Wow.
Because as a young boy and fresh in any jail, I knew that if you don't leave your mark, somebody was going to try to sexually assault you about it. So
wow.
I was looking for somebody that I think I could get it off on. I'm dead serious, right?
Yeah.
So we walked to the captain's office, and all he wanted to tell us is the rules of being a lifer. And he told us, like, you're a lifer, you are now property of the state. If you assault another person, you could receive a life sentence. And we was like, all right. I was worried about getting some food and whatever jail I was going. So once we went through there, we went to medical. They want to make sure you ain't got no sickness, no disease. From there, they take you what they used to call E-block.
Okay.
2 football fields long.
Wow.
That's how long. 2 football fields long. That's how long the block was. And I like I said, I remember the movie that was playing that day.
Yeah.
Which was Do the Right Thing. On the TV block. And whenever fresh people come in, it seems like everything on the block stopped and everybody's looking at you. Especially if you're young boy, because we was put in jumpsuit with stripes. That let people know that these other juveniles can't be in population.
Okay.
I was old enough to receive a life sentence, but I wasn't old enough to be in population.
Okay.
So we went to E Block in the back, what they call the gallery, which was like the hole.
Okay.
And we spent like 2 weeks up there. And that was like a learning experience because in them 2 weeks, I remember one of the guys that was on the bus with me, another juvie.
Yeah.
He just turned 18, so they still had him in the gallery waiting to go to population.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking this tough Tony stuff, like this ain't nothing, I did this before. But you could hear all the juveniles that was on the bus. You could hear the fear, you could hear their heart beating.
Wow.
Like
really?
everybody knew we was entering a maximum security prison where violence was normal.
Mm-hmm.
And you could see it in everybody's face that we was wondering who the fuck is going to survive this? Who's going to survive at the end?
Wow.
You know, you could see it. So we get to the block. They put this dude in the block. He started taking commissary. And from another older guy that they sell him up with. And next thing you know, we in the shower. And the showers at that time, the light was real dim. And the hot water definitely made it impossible for anybody to see what was happening next to you or to the other side of the shower.
So it was that steamy in there?
Yeah, it was that steamy.
Wow.
And we get in there, and the guy that was taking commissary from the other guy, next thing you hear, man, next thing you saw was like a big black, you know, they say bubble in the movies.
Oh, shit.
Next thing you know, Bubble came out with a pillowcase full of soap, taped up. And when I say he knocked this boy out cold, this boy was out cold.
Knocked him out cold.
Knocked him out cold
in the shower.
And raped him in front of the people that was in the shower.
Wow.
And people that was there was just taking shower, minding their business.
Mm-hmm.
Because rule number one in the prison system, you don't speak what your eyes see. That's rule number one.
Wow.
And when that ball came through, I remember, man, we was all there. He came out the shower. He went to the center control, and he told the guard he got raped. Shit coming down his leg, blood. The guard just looked at him and said, "Who did it?" And he's like, "I don't know." So they called the lieutenant what they call white shirt in the prisons. He sent him to the infirmary. Ball came back, stitched up, put him back in the same cell. The guy that set him up. What? And to me, that was like an introduction to what prison was. So at that moment, I decided, you know what? Anybody there to violate me, I got nothing to lose. I'm never going home.
Now, did you ever get tested?
Tested in what sense?
Tested as far as you a punk, you a young boy, I'm gonna beat you up,
Whoa,
whatever.
I did. I got tested. I remember being in Camp Hill and standing there, we was in blues, what they call blue, ready to get classified.
Okay.
Fresh. An older guy brought me in the back. And I just looked at him. And I went back to my cell and I took a toothbrush, some razors. Back then they used to sell the square razors. Mount them up to my toothbrush. The next morning I went to his cell, cut him up.
What?
Yeah.
So that was your first stabbing?
Yeah, that wasn't a stabbing, that was a cut.
That was a cut, okay.
You know,
there's a difference.
It's different.
My bad.
You know, when you get cut up with a razor blade, especially two mount, some wounds ain't closing.
Right.
And I say this, that if I wouldn't do that, I probably would have got tested some other way.
Right.
And that one incident followed me like everywhere, every jail. Because what happened in one prison follows to the next prison immediately. Don't ask me how I know, or how the message get out. Like immediately it rose.
Right.
You know, so they tried to charge me up. They eventually dropped the charges. I got shipped out. I ended up in Grattisville.
Okay.
I'm back in Gratisville. This time, I was a state classified prisoner. That was my home jail.
Okay.
That was where I was supposed to go die, live, and die, and do whatever else.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So when you got back from classification to your home jail or your home prison, where they said, "All right, Mr. Gonzalez, this is where you're going to die."
Yeah.
So mentally, like, walk me through how that process was and how did you respond? Like, how were the years after that?
You know, at that time, to me, I was done. I was dug in.
Yeah.
I was dug in. Like, fuck it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It was about survival. It was about trying to be as comfortable as possible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so at that time, the inmates ran the jail.
Oh, it's not like, yeah.
Police didn't run nothing in them jails at that time.
Okay.
Inmates ran them jails.
Mm.
You know, so just like in the streets.
Right.
Whatever you got in the streets, we could get in the jail.
Okay.
And that's what we was doing, you know. That's what I did. I got involved with everything that was illegal. Everything.
Wow. Did you ever go to the hole?
Eventually, I ended up in solitary confinement for 7 years.
7 straight years?
7 straight years for fighting with the police.
Wow.
And, you know, that's life.
Yeah, how was that?
That's life. Every time you went to the hole, it was like a star in your jacket.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by a star, that other people will respect you for that.
Okay.
Because they know that you had no problem going to the hole.
Right.
The same way that people know that you had no problem cutting them up or stabbing them. You know, not too many people I know that want to get stabbed or cut. So they just leave you alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So, like, how did you get out of the hole? Like, after that?
I was done with my time. I did my time.
Oh, so you got sentenced to the hole?
Yeah.
And did your time in there, and then you was done?
Yep.
Now, how did you spend your time in the hole? Because from what I heard, the hole is dark, it's quiet, no TVs, no getting out of your room.
It's like being in a shoebox. Mm-hmm. You know, I spent my time down there painting. I used to scratch the paint out the magazines and create paintings with them.
Wow.
And then I learned how to read in the hole. They had another old head a couple of doors from me. I used to buy him nutty bars. And in return, he'd give me 10 words every day, definition and everything. And that's how I learned how to read in the hole.
Wow, really?
Yeah, that's how I learned how to read.
Damn, man, that's inspirational. So you came out of the hole knowing how to read. When you went in, you didn't know how to read.
Yep.
Okay. Did you get your GED?
Once I came out the hole, I got my GED. Mm-hmm. I got an associate's degree and a bachelor's degree.
Wow. Oh, you got a bachelor's degree?
Yes, I do.
Oh, can you talk? How did that work?
Hard work, 16 years of college, bro.
16
years of college.
16 years?
Yeah, I got a degree from Villanova.
Now, why did it take so long?
Because at that time, the Pell Grants was cut off.
Okay.
So I could only go to school part-time whenever the school came in.
Yeah.
And back then, it was part-time.
Yeah.
Maybe once a year.
Wow. That's inspiring, man. Like,
it is, but, you know, hard work, you know, but it was great 16 years because I went to jail. I was basically illiterate. I came out of jail with a degree.
Wow.
So
after you got your degree, like, is that when you started seeing light at the end of the tunnel? Is that when you started
man, you know,
feeling like a
when
life
you sentence to life, the reality is you sentence to death.
Okay.
Like, you know, you are waiting to take your last breath in prison to die.
Wow.
That's what you're doing when you got life sentence. Okay. There is no, I hope that tomorrow shit don't happen, bro. Mm-hmm. You know, and I did my first 25 years like that. You know, the first glimpse of hope I had was in 2012 when the United States Supreme Court ruled that it was unconstitutional to keep a person that committed a crime under the age of 18 in prison forever.
Oh, that was just in
2012.
Wow, and
that was like, oh, that's a possibility.
Wow.
And even that wasn't sure because the state decided that it's not retroactive.
Right. Okay. So, how did you keep hope alive with that? If the state deemed that
we knew the state was wrong.
Yeah.
You know, it was just a matter of time. To me, it was just giving 5 more years of preparation.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
That's all the state did for me. They gave me 5 more years to prepare.
Okay. And you knew that you was coming home.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So like, I mean, that's great. That's a great story. And I just want to ask, that day when you finally left that prison,
November 20th, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
7 o'clock in the morning.
Down to the
Never
minute.
forget. The guards came. They put me in a car.
Uh-huh.
They took me to the front of the jail. I had to go into the jail to sign out.
Wow. Really?
Yes.
Did they say congratulations? Did you get
Man,
a party?
nasty ass clowns, CEOs, bozos. Let's be clear. Some of them CEOs are bozos.
Oh,
They
man.
just hate it. You be bad. You know, because statistically, most people return back to prison.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, imagine that.
Right. Wow, man, that is so disturbing, man. But it's okay. So, I mean, what you doing now, man? You know, you out? How long you been home for?
I've been home 2 years. 2 years and 3 months?
2 years and 3 months.
2 years and 3 months.
So, what you got going on right now?
You know, working. Got my publishing company. I'm doing art. I'm involved with some big time movie producer on a project.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're gonna be doing like 6 murals.
Yeah.
For 6 different cities.
Okay.
Got my own radio show. Art. Ready to do my first solo art gallery show.
Wow.
So, you know, there's a whole lot going on.
Right. Okay. Proud of you, man. Definitely.
Thank you.
If you had any advice to give to any of the youngins out there that want to gangbang and sell drugs and do the wrong thing and idolize that, what would you say to them?
Man, listen, do it at your own risk.
Mm-hmm.
But know that I'm not going to sit here and tell you don't do something.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. I understand how the game go. I was once your age.
Right.
You know, and I had my old heads told me, if you don't stop, you're going to end up dead or in jail. And I did both. Because when you are in jail with a life sentence, you're basically dead.
Wow.
You're basically dead.
Mm-hmm.
So my advice to the young kids and the young people out there, man, is ask yourself, is it worth giving up 30, 40, 50 years of your life for the streets?
Mm.
When you end up in prison, your homie, your side chick, or your gang is not gonna help you down. They talk that shit down.
Right.
But they not.
Right.
They not. They're not gonna put up that 30, 40, $50,000 it's gonna take for you to fight your case just to get 20 or 30 years instead of life.
Right.
Just know that. You know, I thought that my gang, my crew was gonna stand behind me. And I can tell you that now, none of them. But they did, they snitched on me.
Snitch.
You know,
Wow.
I live by the code of the street. So I said, you know what? I'd rather die in prison than tell on anybody. But when I went to court, all the people I was protecting, they all testified against me.
Man,
you know, so I tell the young kids, man, stand by your guns.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you make that decision, just know, man, that there's 29 jails in the state of Pennsylvania, and they all got empty bays with your name and number on it.
Wow.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to live that life, this is part of that life.
Right.
Ain't no moaning. Don't wonder why you write letters to the street and nobody responds back. Don't wonder why your man don't get with you, because your same man that you protect while you doing serving time might be the same man with your chick.
Damn.
You know,
deep,
I seen it all.
That's deep.
I seen it all.
That's deep. Yo, man, well, thanks.
I seen it all.
Thanks for
So
flopping,
to the
homie.
youngers out there, man, like, be easy, man. Go to school. You know, build business.
Mm-hmm.
And the money might be slowing in your own business, But I guarantee you, you will see success because once you get that drug money, you really hustling to pay some white lawyer that's gonna tell you, don't worry about it, I'm gonna get you 40 years instead of life.
Wow. Wow.
So live your life, enjoy, in peace.
There you have it. With time we can. W.T.W.C. Episode 1. Luis Suave Gonzalez. Before we get out of here, man, you got any social media handles you want to give out?
The Mad Artist, Chunky Poppy, Instagram, Luis Gonzalez, Facebook, A Justice Conversation, on YouTube, my radio show, get my books, We Ship to Prisons, Disobey Publication.
All right, there you have it, man. With time we can. We out.